This is going to be real quick for all the people that are interested in romantic relationships with women. Is it unrealistic to only date women who have never cheated before? I was talking to a woman and she said every woman she knew in a relationship had cheated in the past, and that any woman who has had multiple relationships who says they hadn't would just be lying to me. How accurate is that?
Wait, what? Okay, well, if we're talking statistics, I would think it'd be men who are more likely to be cheaters. So that's interesting. But I guess that's just in her orbit.
Right. I don't know who this person is talking to, but I'm going to think of my 10 closest girlfriends, and I have no evidence that they've ever cheated on anyone. And I've never cheated on anyone.
I am confused. Hashtag confused.
Yes.
Okay, but while we're on the topic of cheating, do you believe that once a cheater, always a cheater? Like, are you of that mindset?
I don't know. I will say I'm lucky enough to have never been cheated on. I've also only had 2 like official label it relationships. So there was times where I was like entertaining a man and they had other people and they were lying about it, but we weren't like in a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't say I've actually ever been cheated on, but I think that the idea of like people change, people never change, I think people use those 2 phrases interchangeably when it fits the narrative that they are telling. So when it comes to bad people, everyone is quick to say, well, people don't change, so he's never going to change and be better. But then when you used to have a healthy relationship and now it's turned sour, it's like, well, people change. Wait, so do people change or do they not change? They do. People change every single day. I think people change, but 2 things are true at once, you know? Not every single person changes for every single issue. So while someone could change, they're not necessarily going to change that exact thing. So once a cheater, always a cheater. I think some people yes, some people no. And I know that's not a helpful answer, but I do just think that's true.
I agree, because some people are good people and some people are bad people.
Yeah. And some people make choices of negative character, and some people see what they did and they're like, okay, that was a negative choice and I'm going to be a better person and make a high character decision next time.
Yeah.
And some people don't. So
would you stay in a marriage if your husband cheated?
Oh my God. I mean,
like, I think about this sometimes. Not that I think this is like gonna happen, but I'm just saying, like,
anything could happen.
Sometimes, like, I watch Real Housewives, and this is often a storyline, to be honest, of like cheating husbands, wives, etc.
Wait, Real Housewives is a scripted show, right?
Oh no, it's the Bravo.
Oh, okay, sorry. Show. I was thinking Desperate Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, got it.
And so I'm like, some have stayed, some have divorced. And there have been like interesting conversations too, where they're kind of like amongst the women being like, oh, you have to respect yourself. But it's like, does staying and working on it mean you're not respecting yourself? Like, it's just always interesting, I guess, to like, it so depends on the couple and what the cheater is willing to do to rectify the situation, I guess. Like, I don't know.
I can't speak for marriage because I've never been married, but I do think that it would really depend on the situation of life that you're in, because if it was in a dating relationship, I would think I would, because I do want to get married in the future, I think I would immediately end it, because that just shows me that I will never be able to trust you.
Yeah.
Even though, like, to go from a very serious dating relationship and then just like putting a ring on it, inherently it actually doesn't change that much in a good way. You just have this weird like title that weirdly people think solidifies it a little more than it was before, but also most of the time it actually doesn't change anything except your psychological like judgment of that person's relationship. But anyway, so I do value like the idea of marriage though, and I do want to get married, and I don't want to marry someone that cheated on me in the past. Right. So I would break up with someone dating. If it was like the first few years of marriage, I think would be the same. But like if I'm like 60 and I've been married for 30 years and I don't know, like maybe I will have a different mindset then and be like, okay, well, here's all the things I've learned in my life. Here's all the things you've learned in your life. This is a mistake. This is like a betrayal, but like, can you come back from it and change? Like, I don't know. Therapy.
couples therapy, couples counseling, etc. Yeah, I just think it's an interesting conversation, but it's also kind of depressing to think about. Like,
oh my God, I know.
We don't really got to think about that yet. Hopefully ever.
I think anytime it's like early on in a relationship, you are then like showing that person how they can treat you. And it's like especially early on in dating, like the first few years of dating and even like first few months sometimes, like, yeah, you sometimes need to teach people how to treat you and like
totally
what is okay with you and what's not. And like if you say like, oh, don't cheat on me, like we're exclusive, and then they cheat on you and you stay together, like what is that showing that person? That's showing them that this decision that you two made together means nothing.
Yeah.
Because regardless of if they adhere to the decision or not, the same outcome is going to happen, and that's we remain in this relationship. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it in dating, at least.
No, I agree with all of that. Dating, it's easier to get out of.
Yeah.
You know,
there's no legal paperwork involved,
and hopefully no kids. So
possibly, yeah. True.
But yeah.
So what was the question? It was we finished that question, right? Yeah. It was your question. It was the thing about
I just kind of
do cheaters always cheat?
Threw a curveball in there.
Wait, it would be so interesting to have someone that cheated on the podcast and like talk to them.
Oh yeah.
And be like, what was the decision you made? And like, where did it come from? How did you feel about your partner? And like do a deep dive into like, they don't even have to put their face on. See, the thing is like, I don't even know anyone that has cheated on their partner. I mean, that I know of. Of course, like people try to get away with things and like lie about it, but
the lying.
I really don't think I know anyone that has like cheated on their partner and like, I guess the thing is not gotten away with it. Yeah.
Right.
Because if you get away with it, then like no one's ever gonna know. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nuanced.
Yeah. Nuanced.